We're going to talk some CFL. We're joined by wide receiver of your Montreal Alouettes. You can follow him on twitter.com/SJ19_19SJ. I'm very, very dizzy. It is SJ Green. Hey, SJ, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
SJ, we got to do something about this Twitter handle. You got to simplify this thing, man. Come on.
Man, you know what? I tried, and I was like, man, I was going to keep it as it is because I tried to make it just SJ19, and somebody else already had it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it here and then roll with it.
What's wrong with SJ Green 19? What's wrong with that?
I tried that too.
Come on, there's another SJ Green 19.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's only one me, man. I don't know how that's possible.
SJ Green joining us from the Montreal Alouettes. SJ, a very eventful week to say the least in the Montreal media to do with your team. We'll talk, of course, about the upcoming season in a minute, but the president resigns. You got teammates being released. How does that affect players like yourself, the veterans on the team, the Jamel Richardsons, the Shea Emerys, when you see all this stuff going on around you?
As players, that's all that stuff is, beyond our control. Nothing we can do about it. All we can do is show up to camp in shape, show up to practice and work hard, and show up on game day and perform. And that front office stuff will take care of itself.
SJ Mo Khan here. Earlier today, Scott Milovich had his conference call with the national media across Canada. Your thoughts now with Marcus Brady being the new OC of the team. What do you expect from this offense? Will it be similar to the Milovich offense, or will it be different from what you saw last year?
I know Scott knows our offense inside and out, I'm sure, as everybody knows. And a lot about our team. So I'm sure, we're going to switch a lot of things up, just to, stay an even keel and try to be as unpredictable as possible. We're as excited as we can be as for Brady to have this opportunity to be the offensive coordinator, and the players and coaches that have all of the trust and all of the confidence in the world in Brady. Obviously, losing Scott is a big deal, but you have to move on as part of this business, and we're all looking forward to it.
How excited are you to come into camp with pretty much a healthy team right now? You had a lot of injuries last season.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. Last year, we were seeking that third Grey Cup in a row, and on paper, we had the team to do it at the start of training camp. We faced a lot of injuries throughout the season, which kind of set us back. Not to make excuses at all, because you have to have guys step up. But it did set us back, and we're coming into camp as healthy as we can be. With a lot of old faces and a lot of new faces, and like I said, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a very fun and interesting year.
What have you liked or not liked about some of the pickups from teams like Hamilton, Toronto in your division? We've seen a lot of buzz about Ricky Ray coming to Toronto and the Hamilton Tiger Cats getting a new quarterback as well. Do you follow some of that off-season stuff as well?
I mean, I've noticed some of the transactions that have transpired, but I try not to get too caught up in it. I just know that my goal this off-season was to make SJ Green the best receiver in the CFL next year. That's his goal, and that's all I've been focusing on. I mean, like I said, I've noticed the transactions and the things that have gone on in the off season. But like you said, as players, we can't worry about those things. We still have to go out and perform and do our job.
SJ, looking at the schedule, of course, Alouettes have a peculiar start to the year where they play 3 games in the first 12 days. A lot of fans are kind of upset saying that the league is out to get the Alouettes by having them play 3 tough games in the first 3 weeks, let alone in 12 days. Does that change your preparation in terms of how you will physically be in terms of the first 3 weeks of the year?
Oh, not at all. You know what? Being in Montreal, you kind of get used to these things. I've never paid attention to anybody else's schedule because I've only played for Montreal. I don't know how their schedules are set up, but we always have a rough part of the season, whether it's the start, the middle, or the end, where, we have a lot of tough games and a lot of tough situations where you have, short weeks where you get 1 day of practice maybe and you got a Thursday night game or something like that. So, you get used to those things and you just learn to adapt and be the professional that we're being paid to be and just, make it happen. That's all you can do. Can't complain about it. It's already done.
SJ Green of the Montreal Alouettes joining us here on GamePoints with Matthew Ross right here on TSN 990. SJ, you've been under Coach Mark Trestman now for a few years. The fact that he isn't signed past this season, what does that do to the mentality of the team?
Like like I said earlier, I mean, you can't really get too caught up on that. You have to take this thing one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. And our focus is the 2012 Montreal Alouettes, and we handle our business this year and do what we're supposed to do, and hopefully get to another Grey Cup and make another run for this thing, and try to continue our dynasty that we set out a couple of years ago. And however this season unfolds for 2013, that'll all unfold itself.
Who are some? Sorry, go ahead.
We have to come in prepared. You can't worry about those things because if you're living for tomorrow and not for today, you're gonna take today for granted. So you can't work it like that.
Who are some of the teammates you keep in touch with in the off season?
Oh, I talk to a lot of the guys. I talk to Brandon Whitaker. I talk to Gerald Brown. I talk to Jay Riggs a lot. Those are probably the guys I keep in contact with the most. I talk to JB probably on a daily basis. That's my dude right there. So just talking to the guys we're already. I talk to Dwight Anderson often too. But
yeah, that's a good one there, SJ. You mentioned Dwight Anderson. Interesting situation certainly about him last year. All kinds of stories and the injury and whether or not he was sent home from the team and all that kind of stuff. Do you expect a big year out of Dwight Anderson this year?
Oh,
what's his mentality like coming into 2012?
Oh man, he's hungry. I expect big things out of Dwight this year. He had like you said, the incident with the team last year where he wasn't able to finish the season with us. And, he's had a little bit longer time to develop that itch that we all get towards, getting close to the training camp and getting close to the season. So he's had a lot more time to build up than we have because he's been away from it longer than we have. So I'm expecting big things from Dwight this year. I know he's going to come in focused. The conversations we've had this offseason have all been positive conversations and a lot of positive energy coming from DA. I'm looking forward, like I said, I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be very, very interesting.